how to automatically record, store, and share Zoom calls using Zapier. Now, I have made another video about this. However, that video was a bit more condensed, kind of fast-paced and edited. This is going to be a complete breakdown, not very edited, just showing you guys exactly how to do this and literally setting up live for you guys. If you want to see any of these videos or all the other videos on my channel similar to this, whereas there's a complete breakdown and a live kind of build out of the actual automation, just make sure to comment below the video that you want to see and I'll try my best to get it recorded for you guys. In the meantime, this is what we're going to be building out today. It's basically automation that automatically records your Zoom calls and stores them in different sections. Now, we store all of our Zoom calls in this kind of database right here. This is not our official one, it's just a template that we use for all of our clients. But basically, what it's got the date right here, the meeting name, the type of call we have, whether it's a weekly call, onboarding call, a team call, a discovery call, or even a sales call, how long the call is, and the link to the actual recording. It's then split up into different things. For example, if I just want to see the weekly calls, I'll open up this tab and it's just weekly calls. Um, yeah, quite cool. It's quite easy to set up. All you have to do is set up different properties. If you go over here and then properties, you can easily set this up yourself. But yeah, this is what we use for to kind of store all of our recordings. Before this, I was using Google Drive, so you can kind of follow the same approach that we're using in this video today. Just instead of adding it to Notion, you just add it to a folder in Google Drive based on the name of the actual call. But yeah, let's just get straight into the build of the actual automation. Like I said, it's very, very simple, and you can just repeat the whole process for however you need to apply it to your specific use case scenario. Now, a couple of things to note before we actually start this. There's two things you're going to need for this. The first thing is a premium Zapier account. They have a 14-day free trial, so you can make the most of that. And the second thing you'll need is a premium Zoom account. This will not work if you don't have a premium Zoom account because we need to store the actual call in the Zoom cloud. There is a way to get around that, but it's a bit more complicated and not really the purpose of the video. So yeah, you'll need a premium Zoom account and a premium Zapier account because for the path step. Because to the best of my knowledge, you don't get that on the free account. All right, now that you've got all of that set up, let's actually start building this automation. So you want to go to your Zaps and you want to create a new Zap. Now, as always, the first step to every single Zapier is the trigger. For us, the trigger will be within the Zoom integration and test your trigger. And we've got some examples here, so I'll just use the first one that comes up. We'll go for this one. Perfect. Cool. I will go into the second step. Now, if you have some meetings that you don't want to kind of pass through the filter and you don't want to save, then you could add a filter step here. Then that only allows certain meetings to go through. But we won't be needing this because we want to record all our meetings on our actual database. We'll delete this step right here. Cool. The next step is start setting up the paths. So we're going to add a step and we're going to open up Path by Zapier. Now, if you don't see this, it's probably because you don't have a premium account. Like I said, it is one of the things you're going to need before you start this video. So yeah, make sure you have a premium account before trying to look for this step. So cool, let's start making these path rules. So basically, we want to split it, whereas if it contains a certain thing in the name of the title, then it will automatically save it in that section. Now, if 90% of you using Calendly or software similar to that, it will automatically create the name for your Zoom meetings. If not, before you end the call, just quickly change the name. But like I said, most of you using Calendly or software similar to that, and when you set up a meeting, it should automatically assign a meeting name based on the meeting you're doing. So, for example, on our calendar, we have a bunch of different meetings, and if someone were to say book a feedback call, when it creates the Zoom call for that, within the Zoom call title, there'll be the name of the person and then feedback call. And the same applies for any of these. This actually what allows us to split it into the different sections using a path. So, we're going to open up the path again. I want to set our conditions. So, for this one, we're going to put the topic, which is the name of the session, contains. I'm going to start off with sales calls. All of my sales calls are demonstration calls. So we're going to go open up and then put demonstration. As you can see, this is just an automation session, so it will not count. So it should not pass. As you can see there, it would not have passed because it did not contain demonstration in the title. Yeah, now we're just going to copy and paste this and paste it for this one. However, instead of demonstration, we want to change it to the next thing. So for this one, just for the example, we can do it for our weekly automation sessions. Now, if you go back to Calendly, you'll see all of my automation sessions have automation session in it. So the keyword we're going to use right here is session. Now, every single Zoom call recording that comes in that has the word session is going to go down this path. Now, you can easily rinse and repeat this for every single one of different types of your meetings within Calendly. I'm only going to do 3 for this example, but you'll get the general idea of it. So I'm going to copy this again, add a new path, and I want to paste to replace. And then we're going to change this to kickoff call. The keyword here that I see is kick. So now every single one of the meetings that include a kickoff call would automatically go down this path. As always, make sure to test it to make sure it doesn't go through. Perfect. Cool. So now we kind of set up our different filters and kind of set up path for all the different calls. Let's add in a step that we actually wanted to do. So we're using Notion. Like I said, we have a nice little database on there with all of our recordings. So we're going to add a step to create the Notion database. Like I said, start. You can easily do this exact same thing for Google Drive. Instead of adding a Notion step, you just add a step to add it to a specific Google Drive document based on the name. But for now, we're going to be using Notion. So let's get straight to that. We're going to add an action right here within Notion. Let's zoom in a bit. Perfect. Now the event is going to be to create a database item. Continue. I'm going to connect my Notion account. Database, we're going to put the name of your database. In my example, it's the Notion recording template right here. I'm going to search for that. Notion recording template. Perfect. Now you can see the different fields that I've already set up kind of automatically come in. So we have meeting name, the duration, the recording, the type of call it is. So let's start filling that out. For the meeting name, we'll get that straight from Zapier. So we'll go here and put a topic. For the duration, once again, we can get that straight from Zapier, from the trigger. The duration will tell you here in minutes. This is always going to be in minutes. Now for the type, this is a demonstration call. That's what we call sales calls. So we'll put sales call as a type. This kind of distinguishes it. So when we go back to the notes and database and we actually do test it out, you'll see the type will be a sales call. And last but not least, we need the recording link. We'll get that straight from here. So we put new recording and I'll put share URL. Perfect. Now, if you also want a date, you need to add a time database. It's very simple to actually do this. Now, the way I always do this is very simple. All you literally have to do is Google time in Zapier, and then press the first link, and literally just copy this code. Perfect. So that's everything for this specific step. So now what we're going to do, we're going to press continue, and we're going to test the automation out. And if we go back to the Notion database, you should see it starting to fill in. Perfect, that's done. So we're going to now, if we go over to Notion, we have our sales call logged in automatically straight from Zoom. And from that, we have the duration, the type of call it is, the recording URL, the date, and the meeting name. So now if you go over to our sales call section, you can see it's kind of automatically been filtered. Now we want to do the same thing for the other steps. Now in our case, the only thing that changes is just the recording type. So what we can easily do is just copy this, paste to replace, open up, go to action. Now instead of sales call, this is a strategy session or a weekly client call. So we'll just change it here to weekly client call. And once again, always test your zaps. Make sure they're working properly. Alright guys, sorry if there's any change in the audio. My microphone cut out at this point in the recording, so I'm just going to do a voiceover. But as you can see, within the Notion template, our new weekly call is there. And all we're going to do is actually just repeat this for the last step within our path. So we're going to copy this automation and then paste to replace. Now for us, once again, the only thing we have to change is the recording type because we do store in the Notion database. If you're using Google Drive, you'd have to change the folder. So we're going to go over to type and then change it to onboarding call because that's what it is. It's a kickoff call, which is onboarding. I press continue and then test that as always. Now, this is basically the most basic version of automation. We have everything set out, so when your recording comes in on Zoom, it will automatically sort it in its relevant storage place. Once again, for us, the Notion database. For you, it can be wherever you use, such as a Google Drive folder, Dropbox folder. Let's elevate this a bit more though. I'm going to add a step that sends a channel message in Slack whenever I have a new demonstration call. And this is so I can actually share all of my sales calls with the different people that are taking sales for my company. In order to actually do this, is very simple. What I have to do is add the Slack integration. We're going to open up, and as for the action, we're going to put send channel message. Now, if you only have one person, then you can also send a private message, but let's say you have more than one salesperson and you want to send it to a whole channel, then want to choose send channel message. You're going to connect your Slack account, and after, we're going to start writing a message. So as you can see, the message is very simple, just a new sales call. Please review the footage, let me know any feedback. All we're going to do is add the recorded link straight from Zoom by adding in the share URL from the Zoom steps in the trigger. And that's basically it. Let's kind of customize this a bit. We'll change the bot name to salesbot, and then we'll give it a nice little warning icon as well. Now, I don't like to include a link to the Zap in any of my Slack messages. It kind of makes it look a bit ugly, so I'll say no to that. And that's basically done. So now I can use this automation not only to automatically store the sales calls in the relevant storage places, but also to notify my team as soon as a new sales call comes in, so we can automatically review them and get any feedback. Once again, this is nowhere near the limits of what you can actually do using this automation. We've added a Slack step, but there's other things you can do. For example, let's say you have a weekly check-in calls with your clients. You can add as a certain step that automatically sends that check-in call to the client every single week, so they can review it whenever they want. That's a bit more complicated, so I won't be covering it in this video. But if you want a step-by-step tutorial on how to actually do that, just comment below and I'll try my best to get it recorded for you guys. If you want access to this specific template, all you have to do is take a screenshot of it, show me that if you like, subscribed, and send it to me on Instagram at Fluxomate, and I'll send it over to you guys for free. I release all of this content completely for free to get you guys started on the automation journey, so I'm more than happy to share any template that you guys want. If any of this sounded interesting, I actually have a document with 4 actionable tools you can use to automate your agency. It's got an automation checklist plus savings calculator, an interactive automation experience, and 2 free bonuses with 60 different automation examples and 40 different AI applications you can use in your agency. It's completely free, doesn't cost a thing, and it's extremely valuable. Everyone's been loving it so far. If you want access to that, just check the first link in the bio, sign up, and I'll send you an email with it completely for free. That's it from me today. Once again, if you have any questions whatsoever, all you have to do is drop a comment. We respond to every single comment, and we're more than happy to help you guys out with any automation questions. Make sure to check out all of our other videos on the channel. We have a bunch of videos just like this, going over a bunch of different automations that you can use within your agency to improve efficiency. That's it from me. I'll see you in the next one.